Well, in that first reading, once again we have that wondrous vision that John the seer has of heaven open with the Lamb surrounded by the 24 and the 4 beasts and the 144,000, a countless number that symbolizes. And we can be sure that the widow, the poverty-stricken widow in today's gospel, was amongst those 144,000 with the name, the mark of the Father and the Son on her forehead. Jesus was in the temple, and in the temple there were these huge trumpet-like receptacles. And if you were wealthy and wanted to make a display of your giving, you'd get the big coins and they'd make a big, satisfying clunk as they went down. And this poor widow had 2 small coins, and you scarcely heard the noise as the coins went down into the treasure chest. So she had an amazing generosity, a generosity she gave not what she had over, but her very substance, what she had to live on. And Bible Alive today has this wonderful saying, an old English saying, "Give and spend, and God will send." Give and spend, and God will send. And that's in contrast to a German saying which says, "Many look with one eye at what they give, and with 7 at what they receive." So this generous woman, again, giving of her complete substance. Now, we all have a duty to give, but St. Augustine points out that really we need to go deeper to understand how generosity and being giving means understanding first how much we have been given, the wealth and the riches that the Lord has given us, bestowed on us, above all, graces which are beyond any material measurement, but even our material well-being that we have here in the developed world compared with those who may not get a meal today. So, being generous, how can we be generous? Well, St. Augustine identified 3 types of givers. Some givers are like flint. To get anything out of it, you must hammer, and even then you only get chips and sparks. Others are like sponge. To get anything out of a sponge, you must squeeze and squeeze hard, because the more you squeeze, the more you will get. But then others, the 3rd type, he mentions, are like honeycomb, which just overflows with its own sweetness. And that is how God gives to us. He just gives and gives. What type of giver are we? Let us ask for the grace of generosity. Let us ask for the grace not to be possessed by our possessions, but to be generous with them.